Hey guys, it's Carol, and thank you for stopping by for my insanely belated Flosstube update. It has been 4 months. I last filmed right before my 16-year-old's birthday. That was May. It's now September, so I'm not gonna lie, it has not been a good stitching summer for me at all. I do have projects, so I'm gonna share them, but I just wanted to say that, like, at this point, I have given up any goals that I had for this year. They are not happening. Like, no way, shape, or form. I have just... There are seasons in life, and this season at the moment is not cross-stitching. That's how it goes, but it was very unexpected as far as me, like, totally... I won't even say it wasn't in losing the desire. I lost the time. When I did have the time, I was too burnt to even, like, cross-stitching felt mentally too taxing. That's just how it's been. I guess I should talk about why that is. I spent my time working on, I have a business. And it's a real business. Like, I have business cards now. I have a separate business phone. The only thing I do not have is a physical address, which that is always awkward when you're dealing with wholesalers who are trying to ask, hey, did you know that this shipment by freight that they want to send me pallets of stuff, it's going to residential? I'm like, yeah, I know. And they're like, it's going to be upcharged. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Okay, so this is the part, I think, where I'm supposed to give you the elevator pitch where I tell you how amazing my business is. Problem is, I'm not good at elevator pitches. I'm not good at selling things, and I decided to create an e-commerce apparel fabric site instead, which is sales. Yeah. So here I am. I will go ahead and just tell you, so it's called Great Bridge Fabrics, and you can find it at greatbridgefabrics.com if you're the type of person who likes to sew their own clothing. Right now, it's got a pretty limited inventory. Not because I don't have inventory, I have so many beautiful fabrics. I've also learned that photographing all of these beautiful fabrics and getting them on the website with product copy that is good is way harder than I thought it would be. So unfortunately, that means that I still don't have as much cross-stitching done 4 months later because I am pretty much every day still working on doing listings for my website. So just gonna ask you very kindly, check out my website at least once if you're at all interested in garment sewing. If not, you're here for the cross-stitch. Good news for you, I'm moving on to the cross-stitch. So, first thing, all my goals, gone. At this point, I'm just happy anytime that I have picked up a project and worked on it. I spent all of the spring talking about my daily 30 piece, which is Modern Folk Embroidery's No Time Like the Present, and I would stay mostly on track until like April. Guys, just check out where I was last time. This is definitely a case of best laid plans and going awry. So this was the bottom of April. Somewhere through here is May. This is at the end of June. It's September now. This whole thing was supposed to be done at the end of October. Obviously, you can tell I'm not even at the halfway point. You can basically tell where I started ramping up working on my website. So this... I didn't get the daily 30 because there was all the time I was working. I'm trying to think. I mean, this is okay. Now this is the hardest part of sitting here, and once I got behind on this one, I really started feeling discouraged with it. I probably shouldn't have, but it's a big piece. It's beautiful, and I really love how this clock face had started coming together, and I was struggling. It also doesn't help. My light color here, 645, if I remember correctly, I don't know where all of my, like, skeins of 645 have gone. I don't know where my floss drop with it, so I've been working pretty much only in the 844. And, kind of bored of this color. I want to come back in and do this, but I need to find it. And I don't know where I put them down. Like, it's probably on the table next to my chair, sitting under invoices. Yeah. Now you're gonna hear a lot of that, which is I promise this is probably the only video where I'm like, oh my gosh, all this stuff, but I'm missing my floss for this. I know I have it. I have like 5-6 skeins of it. I don't know where I put it down. So frustrating. So yeah, I'm trying to think. Stats on this. This is 36 count creme brulee from R&R Reproductions. I am doing this 1/2 using DMC 844 and 645. Like I said, it's looking exactly as I envisioned at the beginning. It's just, I thought by this point I'd be down here. Clearly not. And that's okay. I'm just going to also say that a lot. It's okay. Like these things that I thought I was going to get to, if it hasn't happened, it's okay. Its day will come, its season will be here, and I will get where I'm supposed to be with them. And if it's not where I originally thought it was going to be, that's okay. Once I found myself behind with No Ham Like the Present, my first inclination was, well, maybe I need to try smaller projects. And so at the beginning of summer, this is still not May, this is now sliding into June, and several weeks have passed. I haven't done a lot of cross stitching. I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna pick up something small. So I picked up the Primitive Hair Betsy Ross flag, and I was thinking, well, maybe this one's not too many colors, it's not particularly difficult, I'll start working on it. So here's what it was last time. I didn't get that much done on this. The planner, or whatever this is, I mean, it's now down towards the base. All of these berries, I think all the strawberries are in, I just need to do the stars around it, and started working on the skirt for Betsy Ross, but I didn't get as far as I thought I would because I just picked this one up and I wasn't feeling it. I mean, I like it, it's pretty. It's just I wasn't, for whatever reason, it wasn't speaking to me anytime I'd pick it up. So my plan of, I was like, okay, well maybe it's not that it's this project, I just need to find a different small project to work on. Before I go, I'm using all the called for flosses. I'm doing this 2/2. So this is on a cut of the printed fabric from the Primitive Hair. It is not, you can get this as like a fat quarter, which would actually fit Betsy Ross flag well. I was at a LNS and basically saw this, and it was in with, I think, a Martha Washington pattern, whatever. I really wanted the fabric like that day. I actually wanted this because I could kind of see the size. I was like, I want that size. So I've kind of had to crop this to make it work, which is fine. I'm also not sure how much of the lettering is going to get covered by the flag. No idea. I mean, it's pretty, and I think generally the size of it will match the printing on here, so I'm fine with how this is going to work out, but just letting you know, I did not, in fact, like, get a really, like, the proper size for this. I know that. I think Martha Washington, they just, like, the area must be, like, a little smaller. It wasn't obvious when I was looking at the two patterns next to each other in the shop. Sure, whatever. You know, adapt. I guess that's the thing. I am happy with it. I just, for some reason, I will say, I don't know that I love working on the printed fabric. Like, the backside looks fine. I don't know. It's just, I tend to like my fabrics to be less interesting on the background than this. But I mean, I don't know. It's cool at the same time. So, we'll see how it turns out. I wasn't really feeling Betsy Ross flag, so I decided to pull out my oldest small piece, which this is Heartstring Samplers Beat That My Vision. Here's what it was last time. I got more words, so basically the only thing is, the purple is still sitting out. It's also hanging out with invoices, but at least I know where it is. I was like, this wouldn't take long for me to finish. I just have to sit down and concentrate for like a couple hours and this would be done. I have had this going since I think October of 2022. There is no reason that it is still hanging out here. It's really cute. It just needs to be done. That's on me. This is 1/2 using the DMC conversion that's provided in the pattern. I am doing this on a fabric that I don't remember right now, and I'm not gonna go find the information. It's pretty. It's a Stars Hollow blend, but I don't remember what count it is. Is it a 40 count? Is it a 46 count? I have no idea. I mean, it's pretty though. I really like it. And I think the DMC colors came out really well with this, so I'm happy with it. But the fact it's not done, I was like, okay, I can get this done. Got distracted. It did not, in fact, get done. It was until I ironed this last week, because I was going to film last week and didn't happen. It had been sitting in the same spot on the end table under the invoices. Those invoices, some of those were like, it got put down in June and just forgotten. Now, the one thing, I did take it out of the hoop. That's about the only thing I can say that I did well for myself. Like, I really should have, like, the pattern is still sitting out right now. Like, as if I put it down and just... Guys, like, the area right by where I stitch and do, like, literally run my universe, it's a mess. My poor husband hates it, and he's just very kind and doesn't say anything. So, hopefully it'll stay that way. But, in the meantime, I actually need to, like, pick up the patterns, pick up the floss that's at the floss drop, because, again, the purple, it's sitting, I moved it this morning, and to put it back into its project bag and decide, maybe when I'm ready to actually sit down and, like, finish it in, like, a just 2-day stretch. But this one, I don't want to have any more progress pics. Next time I pull it out, I want it to be, like, to share with you guys, I want it to be done. Did I learn my lesson on small project number 1? Small project number 2? Maybe small project number 3? This is Summer House Stitch Works, Pears and Rosemary, or Poire et Romarin. And here's where it was last time. We're getting a little better. I think this can be seen. So the bush here, I guess, I'm assuming that's supposed to be rosemary. I once had a rosemary plant and my dogs destroyed it, which made me sad because they're a good hardy perennial where I live, and I never replaced it. But mine never looked never looked this nice. It was honestly like, it needed more love than I gave it, which is probably why the dogs knocked it off the deck and tore it to pieces running around the backyard. They also did that to lavender too, so at some point I just have to accept my dogs will destroy plants. That's what they do. But anyway, this entire part is done. I honestly don't remember if it was done when I was talking to you last. I did not look at any of the old photos. So if you just saw an old photo, like, you know, between me saying, yeah, I haven't seen it yet because I put it in during editing, so you're gonna have a better idea of what I've actually done than I do sitting here right now. But I do know that, like I said, I did these sleeves. I'm happy with it. This was like 2 lengths of floss, and I was like, okay, you know what? These smalls are not working. I don't want to give them the time to get done, but they're not good just pick up and do little bits at a time projects for me for whatever reason. So maybe I should not try to spend my summer doing this. I think it took me until the end of June to finally say, okay, small projects are not the thing for me at this season in time. I did at least learn my lesson. It might have only taken 3. Some of us can be slow learners, and in this case, it was definitely me. And I believe, and again, it's been a while, so forgive me, I believe I said in the last video that I wanted to have this done by the end of May. So, Mirabelle Designs, Winter Queen. Here's where she's last time. I figure me saying that she's not done is not really surprising anyone. I don't think so. Like, that said, okay, first of all, I can tell I had clearly just like put it down and like the needle came off of here. Because I do not like to leave floss just hanging like this. I did so I decided I was going to focus on the project that I said I wanted to have done. She's still on pace to get done this year. I mean, if I had, from when I last filmed, if I had sat down, done the beading, and really worked, I could have had this done by the end of May. The reality is, I didn't take that time. I never sat down, focused on the beading, etc. Like, to give you an idea, I have open... Okay, first of all, I get so many tabs open on my browsers, it's not even funny. Like, in true ADHD. Like, the problem is, I have this underlying belief structure that if I close the tab, the information that is on that tab will be lost into the ether, never to be seen again, and it is something that I really badly want. Or in the case of YouTube, it's something that the algorithm has served up to me that I want to watch. And they're usually channels I'm subscribed to, and I'm really excited. I want to watch them. And so I have like 6 Flosstubes from May sitting open in my browser right now from like when I really was like last sitting down and focusing. No, I was not working on this one in May. I picked this one up after I realized that the small projects weren't working for me. So I was like, okay, the beading was just too much like to even think about. I'll deal with that later. It's like, I can just do, honestly, it's blue, white, and gray. I can handle that. I mean, I am happy because like this part here is done. I have a little bit to fill in on the blue right there, but this is, and all of this gray is new. Like this, if I would just sit and work on it, wouldn't take that long. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not even going to say, hey, if I would just sit and work on this, I have other things that I am working on right now. But I am saying that knowing that this is not particularly difficult, this has been the one I had kind of put like a lot of my attention on. So I'm basically gonna just kind of keep plodding along, getting her done. I mean, she's beautiful. And also it's finally cooled off here. It's actually pouring right now. So I kind of feel this vibe to be like, yes, I want to work on this cozy winter style project. I mean, it's okay. I say it's cold. It's cold only in the sense that I now have to wear long sleeves. It's like 64 degrees outside, but hey, that's fine. But this is one that is at least easier for me to pick up and go in between. So knowing that, I am kind of like, okay, this can be one of my work on, and then whatever gets done is great, and I don't feel guilty of anything that doesn't get done. Which, I mean, in many senses, because this project has been ultimately hanging out since I bought the pattern in 2002, it's 23 years later. If it's still not done, it's no worse than I was like 20 years ago, am I? That's right, I'm not. So, on the whole, like I said, I do anticipate getting this one done this year, but out of the stuff that I intended to get done for 2025, this is like maybe this may be the only goal that survives, is really what I'm getting at. Who knows? So, yeah, but regardless, still pretty, still love this one. Yeah, I'm trying to think. The only thing that is mildly disconcerting, and this is, I don't know how well you can see it, the whisper that I've put in along the way, it turns dingy a little more yellow than the rest. So I'm using just the regular white, which is a warmer white than like B5200 is a very bright slate. It's a more neutral white. This one is a warm white. But the whisper white pulls yet more warm, and I'm like, oh, this thing sorely needs a bath, and I'm really hoping that the colors will look a little better once that's done, because it's just kind of, like I said, it looks a little like gross right there. Like it looks like fur, but it's like dirty fur. Ew. So this one's a little bit of a surprise, only because I was not intending on pulling it out before I finished No Time Like the Present, but Modern Folk Embroideries, the Fruit of Plenty. Here's where it was last time. I pulled this one out kind of as a like, I was actually looking for something easy that was washable, because I was taking it with me out for my kids' writing lesson, and this was like there's almost no colors to work with. It's a single thread, which makes it even easier because I am doing this 1/2 on 40 count, and because it's white Vertical even weave, it's DMC floss. This is all washable later, so any dirt or grossness that gets in here, no harm, no foul. I wasn't really like, it basically turned out it was the right project, so even though I hadn't intended on pulling it out, I was like, oh, well, this is great. So this squirrel is now done. Working on this squirrel, like you can see where the line is. I mean, most of the squirrel was already done, but it was the finishing it out, doing this. There's an initial that goes here, so that's what the big gap is. And I have not, I've been doing all the cards in order, and the initials, I believe, are on the December card, so I'll come back and fill that in later. I could probably do it now, I'm just not going to. But yeah, so I am working here on this August card. I am pretty pleased with how it's coming along. It's, given that I wasn't really intending on doing this at all. For a hot minute, I was like, ooh, if I buckle down, I could do 30 minutes a day on this one, and I can get this one. I can't promise that I'm going to spend 30 minutes a day at all. I mean, I kind of have managed to do that since my kids went back to school. Kind of. But I just thought it was very interesting how my brain really jumped on the idea of, ooh, you spend the time on this one, and you can get this one done. And if you spend the time, and there's very much the, if you can spend the time, but my brain is literally duplicating, like, we'll say this, let's say I have 30 minutes to cross stitch a day, which is actually what I've been doing for about the last week, is about 30 minutes a day, which gives me definitely 2 lengths of floss, maybe start on the 3rd, depending, but like I said, this is about how it's been working out, so I don't get a lot done, but at least a little bit every day, which is more than I've been doing for, like, you know, all summer. But the problem is my brain keeps double counting the same 30 minutes. Oh, if you spend 30 minutes a day on this one, you can do it, and you spend 30 minutes a day on a time like the present, then you can catch up with it again. Maybe actually an hour a day, you can catch up on that. But like, okay, so that's the voice I'm using for my brain. But it is funny how, like, a totally irrational part of myself is taking this, oh, 30 minutes is easy, we can find you 30 minutes, and you can do all of these things because you're going to use that same 30 minutes and do 7 different things. It's absolute, like, I probably now sound crazy now that I sit here and say it like that. Like, I know that rationally it makes 0 sense, but it's funny how when I'm sitting here stitching, and I'm just enjoying, by the way, one of the things I love about stitching is just getting into the flow of making the stitches. Because they're very active repetition, I find soothing. And sometimes, or a lot of times, maybe I'll watch videos like on YouTube. I mean, I really love YouTube actually while I'm cross stitching. Or sometimes I'll watch TV, sometimes I'll listen to music, podcasts, whatever. And sometimes I'll just enjoy the silence. And my brain will be like, okay, we're enjoying the silence, like, and it's really calm and everything about it is worked out. And then there's the days where it's like letting a hyperactive child like run around wild in a mental house, and they're like tearing things off the walls. Why? Why do I have to, like, all I want to do is make the beautiful X's and just keep repeating it, enjoy each single X, and then I have this brain that's like, ooh, you could do blank. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to. Let me think about how beautiful this blue is. I really love this blue. But undisciplined child. My brain is an undisciplined child. Sorry. And I mean, just that's a random, but oh my God, is it just absolutely like cannot stay on track. What time is it? Okay, my kids aren't even coming home yet. So this one though, I think I will at least kind of be a little more like, okay, you can hang around for those moments when an easy project, it's a win. Any stitch I put in is great. It helps that this is a little more open of an area. There is the house here to fill in, but this section, like this stuff right here is kind of airy and easy. Makes me like, okay, I've completed my, you know, that part of the grid pretty reliably, whatever. I'm making no promises on this one, but on the plus side, every little bit makes me happy. The project is still beautiful in and of itself. So I count this up to a win. And lastly, I pulled out my Dimensions stocking. This is Holy Night, and here's where it was last time. And I've made some progress. There's more sky, and there's more arm. I know there's more arm because my 30 minutes that I have found for cross-stitching for the last 2 days has been spent here doing this purple. I find the purple very soothing. So this part of his cloak or whatever he has going on. So this is St. Joseph, and it's all gonna be black, but like this is illuminated, presumably. I would like to point out that in this particular image, the Star of Bethlehem is putting off some bonkers amount of light based on the fact that the cow has got a lot of highlights going on there too. Realistically, there shouldn't really be much going on by way of backlighting because it should be very dark. What do I know? I mean, that's really me thinking way too much about it, which I'm owning up to. But I do enjoy, like I said, filling this in because and I guess I don't think that this was part of his arm was completely done. I really like the effect, so I had told my husband, I was like, the purple looks ridiculous, particularly when it was just the light purple. And it kind of reminds me of when I was a kid, I would watch, my mom would turn on Bob Ross, was still on like Sunday afternoons on my local PBS station. And I just enjoyed, like, it would be like the most mellow half hour ever. Like, it starts off with nothing, and at the end, there's always going to be happy trees and happy mountains and lots of happiness. So this project for me feels very akin to just the most drawn out Bob Ross episode ever, because it says an obvious and then all of a sudden it just kind of clicks in. You're like, wow, that's what that is. So that's my observation. I really kind of love it. Yeah, I mean, I won't get this done for Christmas this year, and I'm okay with that, but I am happy that I have been pulling this one out. It's a lot of fun, and I don't know, I'm just really enjoying the 18 count Ada, to be honest. So one of the things that I guess I'll point out that I've learned as an entrepreneur, and I feel very awkward using that word, if only because I saw a meme that basically is entrepreneur is another word for unemployed. But I've had to push myself outside of my comfort zone in a lot of ways, and like that I haven't done in years. So I'd even said, I don't have a good elevator pitch. I really feel like people are like, oh, so what do you do? And I can't. I say can't. I mean, what do I do? I'm a jack of all trades right now. I literally buy merchandise, I photograph merchandise, I write ad copy, I'm the website developer, I'm the ads manager, I'm wearing a bazillion hats, none of which I'm qualified for, with the exception of maybe the actual fabric itself. So I guess I'll say is sometimes it's okay to say like, yeah, I'm stepping outside my comfort zone. This is a thing I don't like, and just lean into it anyway. I say this, I'm not good at doing it myself, so, don't learn from things I'm not doing, not from things I am doing, but as a result, I mean, I'm hoping to sit here more often. The more I sit in front of the camera, honestly, the easier it is to sit in front of the camera. The more stitching I get done, the more I have to share with you. The more I have to share with you, the happier I am, the easier it is for me to sit. These are all like virtuous cycles, and I had kind of leaned away from it. But that's okay. I'll be here next time. Hopefully you guys come back and see me at that point. I am going to be, I think, trying to make a point of being more active, just in general, and maybe get past those Flosstube videos that I was watching from May, from all of my feed. Maybe see what they've been doing since then. Like, that'd be really nice. Yeah, now I'm rambling. So thank you for having made it all the way to the end. I'll see you next time. Take care, bye.